Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that you can clutch in Minecraft. And what I mean by clutch is like you can you're falling off of a cliff and use a water bucket to, save yourself from fall damage or dying or whatever. And there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot more ways than we thought of. Whenever people think of it, they think of the water bucket. Like that's the first thing that comes to mind. Oh yeah, like whenever Dream used the water bucket to save himself from dying of fall damage. And I don't. There's definitely a lot more than this, but I'll do this. What we've got here. But there's a lot of different ways you can do it. There's easier ways than others. There's more stylish ways than others. It's probably more cool to use berries to clutch than like a water bucket or a bed or something. But there's also like some unexpected ones. Like I don't even think some people know that you can clutch with these vines over here. I forgot what they're called, like the Crimson Forest stuff. I don't even know if people know you can clutch with a horse. But yeah, you can do a lot of this stuff. So, but anyway, starting off, we got the water bucket. It's a classic, the first ever found MLG, whatever you want to call it. I think it's pretty safe to say that this one's elite. I mean, it's the classic. Like there wouldn't be clutching without the water bucket unless like some random dude like thought like, hey, what if I just jump on this vine from really high up and see if I die? Which I don't think anybody would have ever found out about that. That would be dumb if you just so happen to think about that one day. But I mean, yeah, it's the classic. What do you think of like when you're playing Minecraft? First thing that people thought of to save themselves from fall damage is water. Why not put it into a bucket and place it whenever we're dying and about to reach the ground? It's pretty safe. It's obvious. Water bucket. All right, next up we got the bed. Now, I like the bed. It's pretty safe. It's just the issue is if you fall from far enough, you can actually still die. And also, it's just like you're gonna bounce. And like, what if, like, think about it, like, you're like running away from somebody, and you place your bed, and then there's another person at the bottom. You're gonna bounce from hitting the bed. Okay. What if they just break the bed? Like, what happens if the bed breaks? What happens then? You just die. So I don't really like the bed clutch, and like what if you're in the nether and like you're used to clutching with the water bucket, but you've got a bed instead of water bucket. But what if you double click the bed on accident? Boom, it explodes, and then you die fall damage from bounce. So I'm putting that one bad. I don't like the bed. And then the berries. I didn't think of this until I played the Last Life ripoff. By the way, go check that out if you haven't already. But I didn't think about this until I played Last Life ripoff, and I didn't know if it worked or not, but apparently it does because it's on this list. It seems like a really safe option, because I was thinking like if it's a fully grown berry, then it'll still do damage, not that much, but they're not gonna be fully grown. I mean, unless you just fall off a cliff and you're like, they're just conveniently berries, and they might be, but yeah, you place some berries, but no one's gonna think of that. Like, who's gonna have berries in their inventory ready to use them to clutch? Like, at that point, just die. There's no way you have items in your inventory anyway that are good. So I'm gonna put this one in okay, I guess. The cobweb, I like this one. It's a good safe option. One that you can just hold down your right click. Um, you know, you're not gonna take any damage from it. It's just, again, if you're running away from someone, this might not be the best one, because like if you place it, what if they clutch with the water bucket or like berries or something right next to you? Then they can just start mauling on you, and you're trying to get out of that cobweb, but I still do like the cobweb, so I'm putting it in okay. Definitely above the bed. I'm moving the bed down to trash, because the bed really is trash to clutch with. Alright, next, the elytra. I don't really think this is like a clutch. Like, it's more of like oh, I have an elytra, and I'm like, I don't think this makes you better than someone if they're like, it looks cool. But this is trash. Like, I love the elytra, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't think it's really like oh no, I'm falling, and like it's a MLG, like, oh my god, I just put on my elytra and escaped. Like, no, it's like oh wow, I got an elytra, you just put it on. I think I'll put the horse, but we got the horse up next. I think I'll put the horse in elite. It's pretty elite if you can, if one thing, you're elite if you think of this. Like, if you're like, I don't have anything clutch with. Oh, there's a horse right there. Let me jump on the horse. Like, no one thinks of that. Like, if you think of that, you're elite. Like, and like the horse, you know, man's best friend is a dog, and this is a way to change that. You know, there's a horse there ready to catch you when you're falling. So yeah, I think that one's pretty elite. Honestly, I like that one a lot. But the ladder's up next. Where did it go? Okay, Why is it all the way over there? All right, the ladder is really hard to clutch with. If you can pull it off, it's pretty cool. But overall, it's pretty hard to clutch with. I think it goes in bad. There's just the ladder's good. There's just better options. Like almost all of these, I would think. You know, honestly, this is trash. I'm gonna move the bed back up because like there's so many better options than the ladder. I mean, if you do clutch with it, it's pretty cool, which makes me want to move this again. But at the same time, why would you need to clutch with the ladder? Because like almost everybody's got a water bucket or cobwebs on them, or an elytra, or a boat. The boat clutch is up next. Now the boat clutch is right there with the water bucket. You know, it's one of your original ones, one of the first ones people thought of. But it's really hard to clutch with the boat. You know, like you got to get the timing right. Like you got to get the timing right with the water bucket. You got to get the timing even more right with the boat. So it is one of the original ones. I'm not gonna put it in elite because I don't think it's elite, but I will put it in awesome because it is pretty awesome, especially if you can pull that off. The hay bale. This one's also pretty original. It's one of those ones where if you use it to clutch, it doesn't take away all the fall damage, but it does reduce the damage a lot. So, I definitely do think that it shouldn't go in awesome or elite, but I also don't think it should go in bad or trash. You know, I like the hay bale. I'm kind of leaning towards awesome. You know, I'm gonna put it in awesome because why not? You know, I mean, like, it's a good one. I like it. It reduced the fall damage a lot, and the bed does too. But the thing about the hay bale is it doesn't launch you back up in the air and risk you dying. Next up, we got the scaffolding. I don't like the scaffolding because like you gotta crouch, and that's hard to remember. Like you're in a situation where you're like, oh, I gotta think quick. All right, let me put my scaffolding and place it. Like you're not gonna think like, oh yeah, I gotta crouch too, and then you die, and yeah, it's bad. It's still better than the bed though. And the elytra. I don't know how this is MLG. Like, how is that MLG if you clutch with an elytra? Like, make it make sense. It's still on that. Alright, next up, we got the slime block. Does it reduce? I think it reduced the fall damage. No, I think it does it all the way. I think it makes 360. But, like the bed, it launches you back up in the air. Not as bad, though. So I think I'll put it in okay. It's not as bad as the bed. And it's not hard to clutch with, and it's not unreliable. So yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna rank. No, we'll do this one. I don't have to get the other two. All right. The vine. The vine is right there with the ladder. It might honestly be worse, like, cause like you got to think about it. You're not just no one is carrying vines. No one in the comments go out and say, "Oh, I clutch with vines all the time." You're lying. All right, we all know you're lying. No one clutches with vines, and no one has them in their inventory ready to place them in case they fall. The only situation you're going to do this in is if you accidentally clutch at them, because they blend in with trees, so they would have to like go all the way down below the tree so you could even see them. I mean, it's just like you're not going to think of that. Like no one is going to be like, oh yeah, let me clutch with a vine while I'm falling. Like everybody's going to, the first thing people are going to think of is, do I have a water bucket? Do I have a boat? All right, and then after that is when they start thinking, okay, do I have a hay bale? Do I have cobwebs? Then they'd probably go with a bed, a ladder. The last thing someone's gonna think of is a vine. Or actually probably berries. It's berries or vines, but I still think berries are better than vines because it's easier to clutch with berries. Vines are so hard to clutch with. Like no one thinks of that. I think I've accidentally clutched with them before, but that's about it. All right, next up we got I think it's the Crimson Forest. I don't know which one's the Crimson Forest and which one's not, but the red ones, these are basically the same. I use it to clutch in the nether actually a lot. I don't like place them, like I don't carry them in my inventory and place them, but if I'm like on top of a tree and I need to make it to the ground, I'll use these. So I think okay, and then I don't know why I like this one better. I think I'm gonna put this one awesome. So for some reason I like this one better. I don't know why. I think it looks better in my eyes. You know, it looks easier to clutch with. So yeah, I think I'll separate. No, but okay, it's all right. It's mid. It's mid. But I mean that's the list. I mean, there's nothing else here for us to rank. So yeah, there's the list. Tell me in the comments what you would change, what you would make different. And don't, if you try to convince me that the bed belongs higher, if anything up here, anything down here belongs higher, I'm going to fight. Okay, maybe not fight, but I'm not gonna be very happy. Cause how are you gonna tell me? Oh yeah, I clutch with vines. No, you don't. Stop. Just okay. Just all right. Just like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Turn on those post notifications. Tell me what you would do different. Bad tier up. If you say anything about the trash tier, I'm not replying to your comment at all. I'm not even gonna look at it. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment below what you would change, and I will talk to you all later.